Action.
Nina, are you recording?
Yes. Action.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to Funday Sunday with Bell Art Attractions. We, as you know, we're your bi-weekly guide to some of the art events happening in Belgrade this coming week. This is our podcast kind of thing, and we did just discuss a topic at the end, so stay tuned. We are your hosts with the most. So this is Nella with me and Bojana. I am Milica, and this is our director, the famous Blue Gloves features in the background. So before we begin, you can subscribe, slap that bell, like that video, comment below, or just write us an email. You know, hit us up, ask how we're doing, what's new, send us a meme, a dog video at bellartattractions@gmail.com or belgradeartnews@gmail.com to chat. And you can also let us know about upcoming events, maybe even your own. Now, further on, I think Bojana wants to tell us something more about an upcoming theater event.
Yeah, I want to tell you guys that the art scene is heating up once again. There seems to be lots of things going on, and now we've got more things to choose from, so this is brilliant. And for this week, we found 2 plays that you can add to your arts repertoire. So the first one, okay, well, before we go into that, it's worth checking out your favorite venues, just to check them out online and see what they've got going on, because obviously artists are trying to get as much work as possible, and we do like to support them. That's one of our mottos: support the arts. So the first play we want to mention is called Žena, Moga, Muža, My Husband's Wife, and it's showing this Tuesday, the 2nd of February at Pozorište Slavija, Scena Slavia on Svetog 16 to 18 at 7 p.m. The tickets are 600 dinars, but plays at this venue are really popular, so get yours soon. And the play itself is about a man who had 2 legal wives, funnily enough, one in Serbia and the other in Montenegro. He travels by plane to Montenegro every day, where one wife is waiting for him, and in the evening he flies back to Belgrade, where his other wife is waiting for him. And after 10 years of this secret double marriage, the wife from Montenegro comes to Belgrade, finds the wife in Belgrade, and then everything explodes and arguments begin. The play is in the style of, the American rom-coms, so like a sitcom, if you will. The play is not in English, but it's pretty easygoing, again, very expressive, so you'll be able to get the gist of things. I'm looking forward to that one. Nella, why don't you tell us about the second play we've done?
I want to say this one sounds like quite a ride, huh?
Yeah, sounds like a lot of drama.
A drama. We've got another play. I think Montenegro is on everyone's minds, huh? With the winter, midwinter, we're all thinking about the sea. We've got another play that's about a Montenegrin. It's called Zlatni, Lančić od Bižuterije. Basically means golden chain from fake jewelry, something along those lines. And it's this coming Thursday, the 4th of February at Teatar na Brdu, Velika, Scena on Turgenjevljeva, as always, having a problem with the big street names. Turgenjevljeva, but I'm sure everyone knows Teatar na Brdu.
Serbian speaker helping out, so it's Turgenjevljeva. So you split it up.
I even wrote it down. I'm terrible. 5 at 7 p.m. So that's Thursday, February 4th at 7 p.m. Tickets are going for 1,100 to 1,800 dinars, depending on where you sit. And this play also really fun, loads of drama. So it's about this 35-year-old Montenegrin guy who he's completely unsuccessful. He was an unsuccessful student. He's unsuccessful in business. He's not finding much success in life, and he's always lived on someone else's expense. So as the years have passed, he decides that he wants to seek salvation in marriage with any rich woman. Basically, girls, he's looking for a sugar mommy. And as you know, comedy always ensues after decisions like that are made. The play, once again, is not in English, but it'll be really, really funny.
And we all know somebody like that. So it seems to be more of a biopic.
They say, the guy is looking for a sugar mama, and I'm like,
He
wants himself covered.
For 35 years.
Yeah, I think that one is with Andrija Milošević, so it's gonna be a riot.
I love him. I actually follow him on Instagram. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's very funny. I heard that the show is quite good, but we'll have to check it out.
Both the plays that they're very kind of light-hearted and funny. So I think that's definitely something that we need. We need a bit of a bit of a release, get all the tension and anxiety out of us. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm thinking about going to both. I'd like to.
Yeah, that seems fun. I think both seem interesting in their own sort of special way. I like the fact that they're both about Montenegrin people or Montenegro in some way. I was like, interesting.
Do you know what I like to do? I like to play video games.
So yeah, Milica, do you want to introduce our discussion this week?
Of course. So our discussion this week is very interesting. Why? Because what have we all been doing in quarantine? Napping, sleeping, eating, napping, eating, but don't forget the games. So we would like to talk about the future of gaming, and we think it could be interesting to discuss. Is it a hugely profitable industry? Yes, indeed. But will it still be art, or will it go the way of, painting by numbers, just like movies that are made for quick money with no love behind them? So what do you guys think? Is it going more towards the love and the art part of doing it and, doing it for the passion, or is it becoming hugely commercialized and, a bit of exploiting there? What do you guys think?
You know what? I'll start off by saying that I'm not a huge gamer myself.
Neither am I. I'm a casual gamer.
But my husband is, my daughter is, and I grew up around gamers, so I liked watching them. And it's difficult to say because gaming, I think for me, it encompasses so many different things. It doesn't have to be the classical sort of, video games. For me, gaming is answering a poll on Facebook, It's interactive. That's for me.
That's gamification. That's gamification.
That's yes, another interesting subject though.
Yeah, that's a very, very interesting subject, and it's a very successful marketing tool. But with gaming itself, I don't game at all. I mean, I don't game PlayStation, whatever at all. I have one app on my phone that I've played for the last, I think, 5 years. It's called Homescapes, and I'm addicted to it.
My mom plays that. I used to play it. I stopped.
And there you go, revealing my age. Thank you very much, Blue Gloves. Thank you.
My mom, I think, Universal Mom Game. Sorry, Universal Mom Game are Zuma. The Zuma thing and the Candy Crush on Facebook. And I think that's what every mom has once played. My mom is addicted to them. But about the gaming, I think, maybe we're not so big on gaming, and I don't think of myself as a gamer, but then I look back and I'm like, wait, but I have played so many games. So I have enjoyed Sims. I have played Heroes. For a brief amount of time, I played the World of Warcraft. And, I treated it like it's a game for, I'm going around making potions, picking flowers. So I think it's always interesting to immerse yourself in a world of one game.
Well, I think relating to the question, is gaming going that of money hungriness? I think it depends on the games, obviously. But I think people talk about EA being money hungry and only looking for the profit and not the art. Hence they do crunch time and their games get released badly, too early. I think for those the mainstream companies, it's some of them, maybe not all of them. It's some of them are more money hungry, but I think like independent developers, since they do have like due dates, but I think it's more relaxed because they're independent developers, so I think they can put in more passion in their games. So I think that's the thing.
So
Like,
is the question like you believe that perhaps the quality of output is kind of low quality but addictive, and it just kind of become meaningless?
well,
It's a
I
bit
think
of more of a complicated question, you know. Sorry, Nina. So you want to say something?
Well, I don't think the quality. Well, when someone rushes a project, especially a game, then the quality will drop because there's a lot more bugs that the company misses, and they're in a hurry. And like what happened with Cyberpunk 2077, like when that game first came out, it was more treated as a joke because everyone was expecting a lot, and it didn't deliver. So I think visual quality stays the same or goes up, but the actual gaming aspect goes down. And I was saying something about independent gamers. I can't remember. Sorry, Melissa, carry on.
Isn't gaming just storytelling? So that when you have someone who's really passionate about whatever they're creating, they're telling a story, right? And when that story, I mean, even Homescapes, there's a story behind it, you know, and even if you as a gamer don't care about a story, it still has a structure and a path that is following that might be familiar to someone. So we've been told stories all our lives, and we've engaged with stories all our lives. And then when you have a game that is just created for the sake of having a game, like someone had a good idea saying, I don't know, maybe throw a ball into a hoop and this game is great, but it doesn't have any heart, you can really tell. I think it's the same with movies or with series.
I think it's the same with art, you know, in each and every way. I completely agree with you, Nella. And I want to add, you know, you're speaking like a true marketer, because everything, you know, you have to have a story, you have to have a narrative, you have to have a story for the player to immerse themselves into it. Because if a game has no story, you're just there for, you know, the mechanics of it, just clicking and not getting yourself into it. But I think, you know, I had a brief experience where I worked as you know, social media manager in a company that's creating games. And for me, it was completely out of the blue. What am I doing? Because I'm not a gamer. But then it's fun, you know, to get to know how do people think, why do people even play games, and how much effort goes into creating games, especially because it wasn't in indie company. And I think, you know, just like in the arts, we have to give more attention to the indie companies, so independent game makers, independent designers, storytellers, you know,
Support
writers.
the theater.
Sorry?
Nothing, carry on.
Yes, so I think, you know, we all know about Ubisoft and EA Games and, you know, all of those popular games, and they always have players, they always have people who love them, always have faithful fans. But there are a lot of people, some of which I know, that are trying to make something completely new and are just trying to give their idea to the world. And I just think it's very important not to forget about that and to support, you know, the small independent businesses in every way, then also in gaming.
That's a really, really good point. I mean, going back to the question, I think that it's just going to continue. There's just going to be both. There's going to be those, you know, the huge kind of Hollywood type blockbuster, you know, type of developers, and then the indies is very much reflective, I think, of the movie industry. And what I think also, I quite like the idea of when the two merge. For example, there were certain, you know, I love watching the Lego games. They're so cool, they're so funny. And afterwards, there was even a Lego movie made because people just loved the narratives that they put into the games. And it'd just be so cool, and all the little clicky sounds of the Legos going in. And there's also another game called, oh dear, my mind's gone blank now, but it's really, really popular. Then it's kind of like
Minecraft?
I can't remember the one I'm comparing it to, but I used to watch my husband playing it, and I had to watch it like a movie, because they did have some of those, scenarios when you get to certain levels, you kind of get the story and you're really immersed in it. And then there was also that Black Mirror episode that I know watched where you could choose
Bandersnatch.
the
Ready
story
Player One.
direction.
Bandersnatch.
I think the game that you're talking about is Assassin's Creed, that became a movie.
Similar to it.
Yeah, I loved that game when I was a kid.
I loved the movie. I've never ever played the game, and I went to watch it with my husband, who's a big gamer, and I loved the movie.
Me too.
And it's right what you say. The juxtaposition is really nice, because even in the movie you get some of the gamified sort of
Scenery, yeah.
Scenery, yes.
Yes, I like that. And, I also like the mutual inspiration. So, movie inspiring game, and the game inspiring the movie. And that being said, I wanted to ask you guys, like, what was the last game you played? Because I remember playing Nancy Drew, and it was like, oh, I felt like it was 006 again. I felt like I was 11 years old, because, it's a mystery game and the graphics are kind of older, but it still has the same feeling. And then we come back to the story, how important the story is.
I played.
What did you guys play recently?
Worms Armageddon.
Worms Armageddon.
Yes.
Oh yeah, our director loves Worms. That's like a secret fact.
Oh, sometimes. I also used to play Sims, and I actually like Telltale games like The Wolf Among Us and stuff like that. So, Nellen, you were saying about how story is important. It is, but you can have like good games with love and passion behind them without a story, like that basketball hoop game you were talking about. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, or Tetris, or games with that tiny tanks game. I don't know if you guys had played it.
No.
It's very addictive. Like, you have two tanks and they battle each other. You play it with your friends, and then you get into an argument. It lasts a lifetime.
I think what it is. It's just that there are less community games nowadays. I think we're probably one of the last generations that had these kind of group games together. A lot of these things have been digitalized. Like that Battleship that you were talking about, it reminded me of something that other people used to play on some sort of table with thingies in it. I mean, I used to, again, I'm a watcher, I'm a lurker. So,
that's so funny.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry. I was going to say, that's so funny that you say that, because my husband is part of a very big tabletop gaming community. And tabletop gaming, in terms of profits and in terms of growth, has just boomed. And I'm not talking Monopoly and all those games that we know. I'm talking about games like Catan, like there's hundreds. I don't even know them.
My boyfriend's friends have a tradition, and I was recently introduced into the group for tabletop games. And when you mentioned Catan, I was like, oh, I just recently learned how to play it. It's very fun, because I think people still do tabletop games, but because it's not the same. You sit.
It's not like, it's become so community based. It's not like you're going to take out a board of Monopoly at your kid's 7th birthday or 8th birthday. That doesn't happen anymore, but it's a conscious choice to go and engage with people, and they actually have these community groups. And I know there's one in Belgrade.
There's two places that you can play board games.
Is it
that I know of?
Yeah, I know just of this one place, and it's a proper now with COVID and everything, obviously they haven't been able to get as many people, and they even have a convention at the fair at the Siam.
Yeah, I have heard about a couple of places, and they usually link up with the cosplayers and with manga people.
I think that's something I could get into, cosplay. I like dressing up.
Yeah,
I like that kind of thing.
Going into that, too much work.
Bring it to Belgrade. Bring Comic-Con to Belgrade, I'm telling you now.
Let's make one, the BAA Comic-Con. We'll do a little gaming branch off. But I think what this conversation has shown us really is that there is something for everyone in gaming. You may not think of yourself as the traditional gamer, but there is something that interests you, that makes you want to interact with other people, whether that be board games, doing silly hoopy games. I think that's quite relaxing, those type of ones. And then you've got obviously the more immersive, and then the movie type ones. So I think that gaming is of course always going to be profitable to Kingdom Come. Even if the internet explodes, we'll just go back to playing cards on our little stone tablets, and
just normal like said, cards instead of stone tablets, old-fashioned cards. They're not going to explode.
Runes, going back to pebbles and things.
Yeah, every game has its player, and like you mentioned, the emotional attachment to the game and to other people while playing it, and the experience, I think, that's never going to fade out. Whether it's online, whether it's offline, we all love games. It's just our nature. And
I want to go back to crosswords, really.
Oh, yeah.
There's an app for that.
I get the Serbian ones, but I mean, half the answers I don't know, because I'm kind of missing on part of the culture, but it's really, really actually good for the brain.
It just needs practice, I've been doing it since I was a kid, and just sit there and I do my crossword like an old grandma,
Then tell us where you do it.
After a time, you feel like, well, I know all of these answers. I have no idea who the people are, but they're always the same names, and they're just like autopilot.
Yeah, but it's also a good way then to ask a question to other people and see if they know, or okay, we've got Google nowadays, and we can always kind of cheat a little bit if we really get stuck. But I already just feel like going out and buying a crossword now.
Yeah, I think I have some. Hopefully my parents haven't threw them in a fire, so
in the markets,
in the fireplace. What?
Cheap. In the markets over here in the Piazza, you can get like 20 dinos or something.
Yeah, you can buy them in a ball.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I might do that then.
Cool. I think this discussion went well. I think we can wrap it up.
Who wants to wrap up?
Yeah.
I'll do it. So guys, unfortunately, we're coming towards the end of our time today. I mean, we could really, really talk this one out, I think. I'm really inspired now, and I really feel like playing a game. But yeah, we'll have to do that another time. Maybe a sort of a gamey themed thing we could do.
Yeah, so, we can make a crossword solving committee.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Crossword solving committee or crossword club.
I'll add it to my list of 200 ideas. Yeah. So guys, if you would like to stay on top of what we're doing, we bring out 2 videos a week, once on Thursday, and today's Funday Sunday, which is kind of a little bit more relaxed and conversational. Please join in the conversation, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell. And if you have an event that you'd like us to promote, or that you'd like us to share with everyone else, please email us at bellartattractions@gmail.com or belgradeartnews@gmail.com. My name is Bojana. We've all been hosting today. Milica, Nella, and Blue Gloves. And we'll see you all next time.
Just before we wrap up, I just wanted to say, can you guys please subscribe to this channel as well? Can you also subscribe to One Min Films? That's a new channel. Steve's the mascot. Milica's in it. Boya will be in it. So yeah, and thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.